I really went off the rails. For the first 2 weeks of October, I didn't really do carnivore. Some days I did, but most days at best I was keto, and at worst I was like full standard American diet. Today I wanted to talk about it because, nobody's perfect and I always want to be fully transparent with you. I also want to talk about how I'm getting back on track and why I think I went off the rails in the first place. So let's do a little bit of backstory. In August, I did a month of strict carnivore, and for me that was B, 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 and E. Did very well, lost 6.6 pounds, 5 inches, got my blood work done. That results video is already on my channel. But for September, I wanted to try something a little different, so I decided to do dirty carnivore. Dirty carnivore can mean something different for, lots of people, but for me, I did a lot of artificial sweeteners in the form of Sprite Zeros, caffeine-free Coke Zeros. I had a couple of keto ice cream bars, and I think I had Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the sugar-free ones, like 4 of those little minis. And then I also made my tallow chocolate bars I made them twice. So lots of artificial sweeteners in the month of September. The first half of September, I was trying to do a lion diet, so I only ate beef, but I had those artificial sweeteners and some chocolate. And then the second half of September, I went back to just normal carnivore, and I had some vegetables though. There was, I think, 5 instances in the month of September where I consumed vegetables. The very end of September, I had my planned cheat meal, which normally is a keto cheat meal, but this time around, we went to Edward's Apple Orchard and I had 3 apple cider donuts. I only eat donuts once a year. They're absolutely delicious. And that was my planned cheat meal. But then I also had one other high carb cheat meal, cheat dessert. I don't want to call it a whole meal. It was part of a keto meal. We went to get the catering for the boys' birthday party at this delicious Serbian restaurant. And I had meat and vegetables, these different cabbage salads and tomato, cucumber, feta salad that they have there. But then they brought out these huge cream puffs. And I'm a sucker for a good cream puff, especially homemade. So I ate that Friday. Then Saturday I had the apple cider donuts. And then that Sunday I had my normal carnivore. And that finished up September. So going into October, I'd had a lot of artificial sweeteners, which for me kind of trigger carb cravings hard. It's bad. And then I had those 2 actual full sugar, very high carb, ultra processed desserts at the end of September. So going into October, I kept it carnivore in the beginning, but then that first weekend we ended up going up north to Eagle River, Wisconsin and hanging out with my dad and stepmom for the weekend, our last camping trip of the year. And I was just like, screw it, I'm eating whatever the hell I want. I had a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I had, I think, 4 ice cream sandwiches. I had Dairy Queen and Taco Bell in the same meal. It was bad. And I instantly felt like crap. I had the high blood sugar stuff, where you kind of just feel like lethargic. And my joint pain came back. Whenever I consume gluten, I have my knee starts to hurt. And if I was to consume gluten all the time, I really wouldn't even be able to do any kind of strength training or cycling or really walking any kind of distance because it hurts so bad. So I cut gluten out of my diet years ago, but every single time I have it now, that knee starts to be like, hey, I'm still here. It's really annoying. So we got back from the camping trip, went back to full carnivore, but then it was time to get ready for the boys' birthday. So we had the boys' birthday party a bit early this year, trying to avoid crappy weather. It was really, really cold last year when we had it. And unfortunately, living in the Chicagoland area, it's you never know what the weather's gonna be. So we had the tent set up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday was decorating. And then Friday and Saturday, I kept it keto, just meat and vegetables food-wise, but I drank a lot of this hot rakia. Rakia is like a Serbian moonshine, Serbian brandy. Mix that with water and then sugar, like real sugar. And I drank a lot of that. On Sunday after the boys' birthday party, the party was great. The party was fun. Everything went well. But that next day I felt like garbage. I really don't drink anymore. And I was trying to drink like I was a youngin', and I'm not. I'm almost 40. So yeah, really hungover on Sunday. Kept it keto on Sunday, food-wise though. And then Monday, Monday was keto again. Tuesday, a couple of days ago, we went to go see Dave Chappelle in Milwaukee. Kept it carnivore all day. And then ate a bunch of crap when we got home. I found a sleeve of stale Oreos in our apocalypse food storage. I need to get rid of that. They were gross. I still ate them. And then I found a can of expired beef ravioli and ate that too. So starting yesterday, I got back on the wagon. I've been feeling like crap eating this way. And I don't feel like it's been anything. I mean, it is out of the ordinary for me now, but I don't feel like it was super, super crazy. But yeah, joint pain, very tired. Sleep hasn't been as good. Those are kind of the physical symptoms. But man, the mental symptoms. I have depression and anxiety problems, and that's, one of the reasons why I am so kind of gung-ho about diet and exercise and all that stuff, because keeping all those things in line really helps me to be like at an optimal starting level. So when I eat a lot of sugar and ultra-processed foods, this does not happen with vegetables. I can eat vegetables and be fine. But when I eat the sugar and the ultra-processed foods and the artificial sweeteners, actually, I get some depression symptoms. It kind of takes the wind out of my sails. I have less zest for life. I kind of just want to sleep all the time. And just so fatigued, so worn out. And I don't know how much of that is physical and how much of that is mental, because depression also has the fatigue symptom. Emotionally, I try not to beat myself up too much when I eat crap food, because life's too short for that. And there's sometimes I'm going to eat it, like the planned apple cider donuts. I'm not angry about those at all. They're delicious. I literally eat donuts once a year. But I did feel just a little bit of disappointment, I guess, that I went so far off the rails. I mostly think that all of those physical, mental, and emotional symptoms were, from eating the crap food. But there's a couple of other things that played into it. I think the very first one, the one that kind of triggered everything in the first place, was stress. I had very, very high stress levels in September and October early October. Now the stress is done. Getting all the Halloween decor up. I had a couple of videos I had to film related to that, around that. I had like fall activities, preparing for the boys' birthday party, and then the boys' party itself. It's very fun, but it's also, you're hosting a party for a lot of people. It's just a lot of stress. So I definitely did better than I did last year. Last year, I made myself so sick with stress that I had to go to the ER. But no ER visits this year. So that's good progress, But I still could have done better in the stress management. And I think that is what made it so easy for me to be like, screw it. I'm just going to eat, a whole box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch to make myself feel better. I think a lot of us, myself included, emotional eat. We eat emotionally. And it made me feel even more like crap. So stress, I think, is the number one thing besides the food that was causing me to feel like crap. I also did not exercise as much as I normally do in September and October because I had so many other things going on. I just was kind of like, screw it. I'm not going to do my daily walks. And I think that is a stress reliever. Honestly, I think that's a time for me to be out in nature, and I just wasn't getting that. It's really good for your body, get that blood moving. So I think that contributed as well. And also it's now fall. So the sun is just hitting different. I'm not getting as much vitamin D. It's a little bit more gloomy, more rain, and I am affected by that change. But not eating carnivore, I think, was the main contributor in why I didn't feel good physically and mentally. So probably triggered by stress. Then I ate like crap. That caused me to have, a cascading effect of all the other issues going on in my life. So isn't that the way it always happens? You get stressed out and then all of your healthy habits kind of fall to the wayside. And I guess that since I've been on carnivore for almost 10 months, well, I'm in my 10th month now, I guess I thought that I was immune to that. That wasn't going to happen ever again. And lo and behold, it did. So that was kind of a humbling experience for me. So here is what I'm doing to get myself back on track. I started strict carnivore again yesterday and doing well. I'm already starting to feel better. I'm still really tired, but It's going to take a while for that to clear out of my system. Next, I'm restarting my exercise regimen, which for me is just walks, 2 to 3 mile walks, 4 to 6 times per week. I have some sporadic strength training thrown in there, and I also like to go to the gym and hit the sauna at least 3 or 4 times a week. So I am starting that back up. I went on a 2-mile walk this morning, and I'm going to hit the sauna actually right after I film this video. So getting back on track there. And then finally, I am working on lowering my stress levels by decluttering and prioritizing my time. Fall is, just an incredibly stressful time for me, but now all of the big things are over, so I'm really able to take a breather. Content creation wise, I've been stressing myself out, just trying to get just more out there, and I really need to focus on just having quality content for you guys. I don't want to just release a video, just because, I have to release a video once a week or anything like that. And I was kind of kicking my butt around that. I also, honestly, I don't want to just create, carnivore diet content. My channel is homemaking, parenting, and self-care. So I'm really trying to find a creative balance between all of that kind of stuff, but also trying to make content that you want to watch, and that can be very stressful. So yeah, I'm just trying to kind of figure all of that out, but trying to give myself some grace and take a breath sometimes and realize that it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. And I think I've finally gotten to a point where I want to make content that I am passionate about, that I think you will enjoy as well. And if some of those videos don't do well, there's nothing I can do about that. This is, kind of an art, a creative outlet for me too. So not everyone's gonna, like everything you do. And that's just something I'm getting used to as my channel continues to grow. The reason why I wanted to sit down and share this with you is because sometimes I think when you see somebody on a screen, YouTube, TV, whatever, it just seems like they have everything together. Like they just know what's going on. They have no issues. Their life's perfect, so on and so forth. And that really couldn't be farther from the truth. I'm only human. I am far from perfect. And I really think it's my responsibility as a content creator to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. I also just wanted to put this together because I want to encourage you if you are having a hard time. We're getting into the holiday season, and holidays, have it's a mixed bag for a lot of people. Some really love the holidays, some really don't. And it can also be a time when we're pressured to eat a lot of the foods that we used to eat, but know now that they're not good for us. So I just wanted to put this out here, let you know, yes, I also have, issues with carbs and with eating things I shouldn't. But I think, that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over it, and you shouldn't either. It's progress, not perfection. Just have to get back on that horse, A cheat meal doesn't have to turn into a cheat week and then a cheat month, If I had 2 weeks where I was very inconsistent, and I am now cataloging how that period of time made me feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. So then I'll have that in my mental Rolodex. So next time, I'm looking at some kind of high carb or high sugar dessert or something like that, I'll be like, but you know what? Remember last time you did that, your knee hurt for 5 days. Was that really worth it? Or should I eat that? Because then I'm not going to really feel like doing anything that I really do enjoy doing. I'm just going to want to sleep all the time. So it's kind of like a reinforcement for me. So now that that's fresh in my mind, that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, so that I can watch it myself and remember just how shitty I felt after eating all of that stuff. So again, thank you so much for your support. I always want to be honest and transparent with you. Not everything is puppies and butterflies. We all have a hard time. And I'm just really happy that I have you to talk to about all of this. And I'm glad that we're here to support each other. So I'm going to sign off. Like I said, I have that strict versus dirty carnivore diet blood work video. It's going to be very interesting. Along with my 9-month carnivore diet update, I'm shooting both of those next week, so stay tuned for those. And thank you again for always supporting me and for being so amazing. And with that, I'm gonna go hit the sauna. So I will see you next time.